Hello, I am Katie, and my story is about telling lies. I hope, however, that you won't be mad at me for that. I did it not for a bad reason and didn't harm anyone. I was just trying to live a life I can't have. Sounds strange, right? Let me tell you what happened. Unfortunately, because of a disease I've had since I was a child, I'm moving around in a wheelchair, but I don't want to tell too much about my condition. I am actually staying at home most of the time. My physical state doesn't let me leave my house for too long, but inside my disabled body, I have nice brains, an energetic spirit of a young girl who wants to travel the world, have hobbies, and go out with friends. However, I didn't manage to get any friends. I've been homeschooled most of the time, and when I went to school, kids seemed pretty embarrassed to approach me. They thought I was also mentally impaired or something, even if it was not true. That's why I've been lonely most part of my life. I don't complain though. I am thankful for the life I have, and mostly I am thankful to people who have invented the internet. For people like me, it's a blessing. It's the internet where I've finally found friends, mostly people in the same situation, who can't move around too much. Strangely, when I started chatting online with some healthy person, and then after some time told about my condition, he or she felt visibly embarrassed and cut our dialogue. I can't blame these people. I understand them. You never know how to treat people like me without offending them. Nevertheless, I felt that I was missing a very important part of socialization, which was sharing the experience. What experience could I share staying in endless clinics? This is when I had an idea to make a fake social account of an alternative Katie, who is a regular teenage girl with an interesting life. I did it more for myself, to create a girl who could be me in a parallel universe and feel as if I was living that life. I didn't plan to promote my account and get lots of subscribers. The idea was that I could post pictures of myself, but in situations I couldn't afford. Out with friends, somewhere on a trip in Europe or Asia, skydiving, or whatever else comes to my mind. But how could I do it if the best pictures of myself I could get was a selfie in my room? Well, a bit of creativity, imagination, and a great deal of Photoshop skills, and your life is gorgeous. Seriously, I wanted to have good quality pictures so that no one understood it was a fake. There were several ways to do that. First, taking someone's picture and putting my face inside, which is the hardest thing. Then you can find someone who resembles you from the distance and use her pictures, or those can be pictures in a face mask, if someone is driving, for example. And third, with a bit of luck, you can make a selfie that shows you are somewhere you're not. For example, I once made a selfie with a picture of Tour Eiffel in the background, and it looked exactly as if I were in Paris. You can imagine that it has become a full-time hobby. I can't explain to you how exciting it may be to plan an alternative Katie's life so that everything looked coherent. My mom was even worried a bit that I was completely lost in this hobby, but I assured her it was just a way to entertain myself. In the meantime, my Katie was becoming pretty popular. She was positive, energetic, and always had something interesting to tell about her activities and places she was visiting. I started getting more and more subscribers and had to invent ways not to be caught. I created fake accounts of Katie's friends and made them private. I doubled my skill in Photoshop and even finished an online course of retouching. At some point, I got more subscribers than I actually needed. It was becoming dangerous. Someone could find out it was fake. But I still liked people who commented on my pictures. They were always nice, asked lots of things, and no one seemed embarrassed. In my head, I was leading a full life of a healthy person and enjoyed it 100%. But this story was supposed to finish once. My Katie was staying at a famous hotel in Dubai and doing some shopping. Sure, it's a bit exaggerated, but you can afford anything when you have no need to pay for it. When suddenly, one of my most devoted subscribers sees my tag and writes to me publicly, "Oh, Katie, I'm in the same hotel right now. Let's meet." Oops. That's not in my plans. I'm responding something generic like, "Sorry, I can't, maybe next time." This was enough to irritate my subscribers. They were asking if I was arrogant or ashamed to meet them. I was going on with lame excuses, telling that I'd fallen ill, that I was going home the next day, or whatever I could invent. But after all, they started to insist that I at least greeted that girl so that they knew I was real. I admit I was not supposed to answer them at all, but I liked to chat with them, and the thing escalated so quickly I just couldn't control it anymore. I had to go offline and think it over. That blog was all my life, and I was about to lose it. But I couldn't go on. People from that moment on would ask for proofs of me actually existing. What should I have done? Abandon the blog and start a new one? It felt so painful. I made a decision. I made a selfie of myself in a wheelchair and posted it to my blog. I wrote how things were, what that blog was for, and who I really was. I apologized for telling lies and told that I wouldn't be posting anything anymore. I was about to close the page when I started receiving private messages. Some of them were hating, and most of them were words of support from my subscribers, including the girl who was trying to meet me in Dubai. I didn't expect it and was not sure what to answer. However, it turned out people understood my reasons. I have closed my blog, but I have remained in touch with a lot of my ex-subscribers, many of which have become my good friends. This is how I lost my fake life, but got real friends instead, and I think it was worth it. Hope that you appreciate my being sincere. If so, like my story and share it with other people who should know that sometimes people who lie to them can do it without bad intention.